And that is right, everyone. I have a guest with me. We'll bring him very, very shortly, but let's get this out the way first. I am, of course, the number one heel, the man, the man. Everyone knows it, the man. We all know it, the man. The one and only. Say it with me, one and only. One and only. One and only. The golden one. The golden one. The golden one. Golden one. Ricky Goldman. Ricky Goldman. That name again, Ricky Goldman. This, of course, is the channel that's the top. The channel that keeps on rolling. The channel that isn't a little sparkler, but is a big explosion. And the channel that is revolutionary. This, people, is the People's Wrestling Channel. And let's get that promotion out of the way first. So, you can add me on Facebook, Ricky JP. Let's talk, let's chat about wrestling. WWE, AEW, it is up to you. Follow me on Twitter, Rick the Rock 30. Let's do the same. And thank you to the people. I'm kind of going a bit face here, but thank you to the people that followed me last night. Go view and like WWA World Wrestling Alliance on Facebook. I go live during every pre-show. And I did my review earlier today on that, so go and watch that as well as this. Give me a second. There's two more things. Of course, you know I have t-shirts, and a reminder where to pick those up will come right now. Right there. Pro Wrestling Tees, Goldman's. And last but not least, to get those two shout outs, all you have to do is like and subscribe. And very quickly, speaking of shout outs, I've got one to do, and it is to Solomon Hopkins 1991. There's your second shout out. There we go. So let's bring in my guest and let's get this done. He joined me before for, I believe, Royal Rumble, either I think it was review, if I'm not mistaken. But he's joined me before for WWE shows. This is AEW. He is the one, the only. You know him. It is King Elvis.
Hello, hello.
And how are you tonight, Elvis? How are you doing over there in other side of the pond, as you like to say?
Pretty darn good.
Okay, so we'll get into this straight away then. Give me 1 second to find these graphics. There we go. So it will be the AEW Revolution review. We'll start with, of course, the first match, which was Britt Baker and not Rebel. We'll get into who it was, taking on Thunder Rosa and Ryu. So the replacement was Maki Ito. I will give my thoughts after Elvis does. What did you think of this match? And were you happy with the winners?
A letdown. And what the hell? Who booked this match? Vince McMahon?
Okay. Do you even know who Maki Ito is?
Hell no. And what she was singing, of course, I didn't understand a lick of what she was saying, but the squirrel in the damn tree sounds better.
Okay. Well, I'm no singer, so I can't really judge. I didn't know who she was.
And then it was only obvious that Reby, Reb, or whatever the hell you want to call her now these days, you knew she wasn't injured. It was only obvious.
Well, what I don't get, that was Rebel, and isn't Reba somebody else? I have no idea. I'm sure that was Rebel out of Impact. I would have had Rebel in the match. That would have been big for her. She clearly wasn't really
Rebel,
injured.
Reby, whatever.
I thought Reba, whatever, is somebody else, and that was Rebel. So a bit of confusion there. I'll have to Google it later on, but I'm damn sure it was Rebel. I would have done in the match. Would have been big for her. She's not the biggest Impact name ever. So I don't get why she was in it. This match was okay. Could have been a lot better. That's pretty much it. Your winners here, Britt Baker and Maki Ito. I presume they're going to push Maki Ito. Kenny Omega loves Japanese wrestling. There you go. And it was singing, whatever, a bit of a letdown. But it is what it is. So let's get into the first match on the card, which was, let me look here. Yeah, it's that match, okay? 1 second.
The tag match, I think.
Yeah. So many pictures on here. So it was the Young Bucks taking on Chris Jericho and MJF for the AEW World Tag Team titles. So I'll go to you again. Your thoughts first. Did you enjoy this match?
It was a pretty solid match, and I did like the outcome because I wanted the Young Bucks to win. And even with MJF and Jericho losing, it doesn't make them look weak whatsoever.
Kind of jumping ahead here, but do you think it's leading to Jericho getting thrown out of the inner circle?
Time will tell. We shall see Wednesday. Because when it's Wednesday, you know what that means.
Okay. Few things here. I'm surprised Papa Buck wasn't there. I'm surprised Sammy Guevara wasn't there. I think a lot of people were expecting him. Yeah, good match, but could have been a whole lot better. And it was very personal. They were attacking. They attacked the dad. So I think this could have been a whole lot better than it was. Still good. I'm not going to complain. It could have been miles better for who these four guys are. I think it is leading to Jericho getting thrown out to the inner circle on Wednesday. Turns heel. Do you think a face Jericho works in AEW? Elvis, wake up. Do you think a heel face? Do you think a face Jericho works in AEW?
It could be a match, probably at the next pay per view, the All In or whatever. That one is in May.
Double or nothing in May, and that's good. It's not 10,000 pay-per-views a month like WWE. Yeah, Jericho MJF there. I think Jericho should take time off and go on tour with his band if he can. But it is what it is. Your winners here, still AEW champions, the Young Bucks.
Young Bucks.
As predicted. Yeah, it was good. A lot better than other matches, which we're sure going to get into. Next match was the Casino Battle Royal. I ran through the tag teams on the predictions show, so I'm not going to run through them again. Just a few changes here. 5 and 10 was added. Picture Perfect or Perfect Picture, whatever the bloody called, added. And taken out was Chaos Project and Top Flight. As well as we didn't get the mystery tag team. Yeah, this was good. Much different to what a WWE one. So both members had to be eliminated rather than WBB. Both of them or whatever, and coming out every 90 seconds. That was good. I enjoyed it. What did you think?
Waste of time. Chaos. And it wasn't good shit.
So you don't enjoy it? Okay, you enjoy it. So we'll go straight to the winners.
It was all over the place. See, and then how I would book it is when there's at least one member of one team, or how it was last night, how it ended with 2 members from one team and 1 team from the other team. I would bring in the other person on that team that was out, that went over the top rope, and have a regular tag match. That's how I would do it. I'm just saying.
was what it was. Battle Royals are all over the place. I thought it was done well. Your winners, Pac and Ray Fenix. This is good for them. Do I think they're winning the titles?
No.
Probably not. What did you think about the winners?
That threw me from left field. I didn't have them winning. Of course, the team that I picked wasn't even in there, so I think it should be null and void for me.
Well, I didn't know till obviously it happened that people weren't going to be in it. And I'm
then
surprised.
a lot of people were thinking that the Good Brothers were going to be in there. Big Cass and Enzo, maybe.
I picked Santana and Ortiz to win, and I think they should get a big push, but it is what it is.
And the Dark Order had 3 teams in there, and they still couldn't get the job done.
I don't think the Dark Order's as good without Brody. Anyway, going to the next match, I didn't really enjoy the next match, but this was what it was. Hikaru Shida versus Ryu Mizunami for the AEW Women's Championship. I'm really not a big Japanese wrestling fan. My first look at Ryu here, she was good. This was a good match. Shida, good as always, as good as always. But for me, a bit boring. I don't really like Japanese wrestling, really. I'm not a massive fan of it. Unlike Kenny Omega, absolutely loves it. And how do I Ryu win? Time for a new champion. So once I get your thoughts, I'll discuss where I think it's going. What did you think about this match?
I thought Shida was going to lose, so I know she's had the belt for a while. You can't hang onto it forever, so who should be the next person to challenge her?
290 days.
Title.
Over 290 days. I was over 290 days as champion.
And then a way to probably book it is to have one of the face woman wrestler turn heel and challenge Shida, and whoever she is, she could win.
All kind of locker room spilled out. Rebel turned up again, apparently not injured again, should have been in the first match. Anyway, whatever. I think goes after the title. Thunder Rosa, I think that's the way they book it. And Thunder Rosa take the title. I think Shida will be champion for a year, most probably. Could it be a year at Double or Nothing in 2 months? A lot closer to a year. And Thunder Rosa takes the title, I think. I would have had Ryu win, but whatever. The next match, kind of speeding along here, but was the best friend, Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy taking on Miro and Kip Sabian. I want to get your thoughts first.
Well, even prior to the match starting in the back, they were attacking Kip Sabian. Attacking Chuck Taylor and Cassidy. Why? That was just stupid. Should have just done it in the ring. And even if Miro would have took the pin or Kip Sabian, in my opinion, wouldn't have made them look weak, which I wanted Cassidy and Taylor to win. So that threw me off right there.
I think it was good. So yeah, as you said, they were attacked Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor in the back. Chuck Taylor actually getting cut open hard way, cut open for real, I think. He went through the window. It looked like he really got cut open there. This is the best Miro's ever been in AEW. Does this push him further? Probably not.
But Miro still acts like Rusev when he puts on the Acolyte.
These Rusev, just with a different name and a different theme. That's it. Same gimmick.
And different hair.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference. Best he's overlooked. Kip Sabian looked good here. So they totally beat down Chuck Taylor. Here comes Orange Cassidy for the save. Didn't really do much. Did his typical. Orange Cassidy went over Jericho all out. Wasn't it an all out? I want to say all out in a gimmick match. It was good. And now look at him, just back to mid card. Cassidy doing his usual stuff. Your winners here, Mia and Kip Sabian. Like I said, does this push them? Probably not. What do you think?
Possibly a future tag team title shot.
Maybe. I can't see Ray Phoenix and Pat Winning, so maybe Mia and Kip. Let's wait and see. The next match, I've got the order here, was, this one. Big money Matt Hardy versus Hangman Adam Page in a big money match. I'll take this first. Yeah, good. First of a big money match I've seen. Winner gets the first quarter of 2021 earnings, so whoever wins money. The fact that Matt Hardy can still go like he can after all these years is fantastic. Adam Page looking good. Didn't really understand the end. They all celebrated like, oh, massive big win. Okay. You're a party trying to get involved here.
And somebody else tries to get involved. Dark Order comes out.
Your Dark Order attacking Private Party didn't really make sense because the Dark Order heel, the Private Party heel. Who knows? Bit like WWE booking. Yeah, good match. Probably one of the better ones on the card. Yeah, both guys looking good here. What was your thoughts?
I liked it. It was a pretty solid match in my opinion. And the one who won, I wanted to win. And this is just Matt Hardy putting over younger talent. That's what he's probably there for to do because he's not a spring chicken anymore. So he'll just put over young talent and he's still getting paid anyway. So, hey, it doesn't hurt him at all. And I do not see any championship in his future. He's a mid-carder.
Yeah. So, as Elvis said, your winner, Hangman and Page. Yeah, good win for Page here, playing much needed one. So, next match, I want to get your thoughts about this as well. That's the right graphic, yes. The face of the Revolution ladder match. Cody, Pentel Zero Mido, Lance Archer, Scorpio Sky, Max Caster, and a mystery tag team partner. So, the mystery tag team partner, none other than Impact's own All Ego, Ethan Page. As I thought it was going to be. What did you think of this one?
Well, I was thinking something totally different. I heard of Ethan Page, but I never seen him in action. He's pretty good for the most part. I've seen him in there, but I was picking the mystery person because, as you might remember, last year the mystery person I think was Lance Archer, and the mystery person won the match last year. So I said, no, hold on. It was Brian Cage who was the mystery person, and he won, which I was thinking whoever the mystery person is going to win. It was Brian Cage who won. And then, if that brass ring wasn't a jab at another wrestling organization, not to be named here.
Yes.
True. Them people.
The fact that they had to do that on pay-per-view, taking jabs at WWE, grab the brass ring. Why? WWE don't take jabs at AEW. They do probably because they don't want to put attention on AEW, but also why they don't need to. They just get on with their own thing.
And why the hell have Scorpio Sky win? Why?
Why not? I thought
that was a total shot.
All men looking good here. My first look at Max Caster, good. His rap was good.
Who did you think was going to win that match?
Can't remember. I think I went for Kenta because I didn't know because he was on the heel in the match and I didn't know who the mystery opponent was going to be. Ethan Page, my first proper look at him. I've seen him before, my first proper look. Good. And now he's signed with AEW. I would have had him coming in now and again, and it puts eyes on Impact, but it is what it is. Penta looking great. Lance Archer looking really good. Jake the Snake Roberts got involved. Wow.
He got knocked out. Old man. He got knocked into 2022.
And people were calling for the DDT, and I thought there's no chance he's too old. Did Jake Roberts really need to? Did Jake Roberts really need to get involved? Not really. Scorpio Sky looking good. I'll get to him winning in a second. And Cody putting over somebody else. Wow, I was actually shocked here. So he took taken out, went backstage, came back. Was he literally legit injured or not? I guess we'll find out. The whole brass ring thing, well, we all know what they're alluding to there. Jesus Christ. But Scorpio Sky winning, great. I think he much needed the win, certainly. Do I see him winning the TNT title? No, not yet. But if there's a push for Scorpio Sky, why the hell not? So this was certainly one of the better matches of the night. Well, we've got 2 left, I believe. So the next one, which I thought was really good, and done very, very well, I thought, was... almost had it there. There it is.
It was only obvious it was already pre-taped and everything and edited.
Sting and Darby Allin taking on Team Taz, Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, street fight match. I thought this was done very well. So I'll get my thoughts out of the way first. Pre-taped, I think, to set up for the main event. Jesus Christ. And I think it needed to be a cinematic match to hide Sting being 62, but Sting looked fantastic for 62. Done very, very well. You had definitely one of the better matches of the night. I think it should be a one and done for Sting. Do I think he should be on, like, kind of wrestle again? No, probably not. Be Darby's manager, if not a backstage role. You had Will Hobbs getting involved. It was like a good push. Hook, Taz's son. Now, this is my first look at him. I didn't know Taz had a son, but there you go. Everything. You had Darby on his skateboard on the pickup truck. Sting was in the pickup truck. The guys in the mask all looked fantastic. All shot very well. All done very well. The dive from someone went through a window. Jesus Christ. The dive from the top from Darby. Fantastic. All done very well. Obviously, they've landed on crash mats, but still done very well. And then Sting and Darby picking up the win here. Does this bury or damage or anything Ricky Starks and Brian Cage? Not at all. What did you think?
I thought it was funny because I think it was when they were in the warehouse or building or whatever the hell they were in, when I think it was Brian Cage hitting Sting into the wall. Taz on commentary, I thought he was going to throw him out of the window. We do not want to see a murder on TV, even though it's pre-taped. And then another good part I liked was when Darby was, I guess, on the second floor or whatever the hell that was, and tossed the bat because the window, of course, was out. So that had to be added because who could toss a bat that good from that distance and have somebody catch it on the first try? Come on now. But so that was pretty damn good. And, so and then another good part. Yeah.
Go on, sorry.
Like if you could throw it perfect the very first time and catch it.
So they filmed him throwing it and then Sting catching it in 2 separate shots, but they put it together.
And then another good part was when Brian Cage was on that big ass table or whatever it was, and Darby just went for a drop of some sort. I said, "By God, as my witness, he has to be broken in half or killed." Whatever JR's line is for that shit. But that was pretty damn good. And then what was the point of Ricky Starks getting into a ring that was set up in God knows where?
I have no idea.
Make sense.
Did you think that Sting looked good for 62?
Yep. The Stinger.
I think that should be one and done. I don't think he needs to wrestle again.
And then speaking about Sting, I think it was back in September or October, I was saying Sting has to come to AEW because how Darby Allin was always up in the high bleachers right there having his face paint. I'm like, that's Sting. And lo and behold, December, it started snowing in Florida, and it stayed.
I think he did what he wanted to do in WWE, so he's closed the door on that. As he said in the promo, I didn't want to. I left with a tail between my legs and didn't want to leave like that. So I think he's done what he wanted to do.
Well, Sting has won more matches in AEW than he ever did in WWE. Just putting that out there, and that is a fact.
Correct, but a lot of people go, "Oh, Sting got treated badly in WWE." After 5 months, he was on WrestleMania. He does not get. Should he have won at Mania? Probably, but he was on WrestleMania. He doesn't get bigger than that. So I don't think he got treated badly at all in WWE and got a world title shot. How much bigger can he get? He just unfortunately got injured and Seth Rollins injured him. These things happen.
Okay, now let me throw you for a loop right here. Would you ever think or assume or compromise in your head of some sort as Sting as TNT champion?
I don't think he should ever wrestle again. One and done, like I've said, he's 62. They can't keep having these cinematic matches to hide the fact he's old. So,
well, look at Tully Blanchard got in the ring last week.
Yes, but did he actually do anything?
Mae Young was wrestling in her 80s.
And okay, but did Tully Blanchard actually do anything?
Mae Young did beat Lay Cool. I remember that.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't a proper 20-15 minute match. It was a quick roll up done.
Tully Blanchard did get the win though. He got the pin.
One and done for Sting.
No, it's Sting.
Icon, legend, Hall of Famer, but one and done. They can't keep having these cinematic matches. As great as it was, no.
Okay, what would you have done? And anybody who's watching or anybody out there in the whole entire world or anything, on this past Wednesday when Tully Blanchard was wrestling, J.J. Dillon came out as the ballet manager. Then at the end of the match, you see Arn Anderson up on the stage throwing up the 4. And then what would you have done if you heard a woo?
Well, apparently he's signed to WWE, I guess in the Legends contract, and that's what I thought the big name could have been, and we're going to talk about the big name right now. So,
what would you have done though if it was the Nature Boy, the styling, profiling, limousine, jet flying, kiss stealing, willing Dylan, son of a gun?
So the big name, before I say who it was it Batista? Was it The Rock? Was it Brock Lesnar? Was it CM Punk? Was it RVD? Was it
Kurt?
Who else? Who else was mentioned? Was it Kurt Angle? There was none of these. It was Christian.
Gilbert, the Hurricane.
It was Christian. Brawler. As cool as it. Right, it was Christian. Cool. But there. Does he put eyes on AEW?
And guess who was one of the first on AEWshop.com right after he was revealed?
Does he put eyes on AEW? Not really. Does he make this competition for WWE? Not really. And I think it's a damn shame he's never going to go to the Hall of Fame now, not he was before, but now certainly not. And we're never going to see Edge versus Christian or have them team together again. So cool. But I let go. What did you think?
Are you buying the shirt? Are you buying the shirt?
No.
Guess who did?
What did you think about? Right. What did you think about Christian being in AEW?
It wasn't that much of a shock because of the rumors of the other people, but Christian, I would rather see Kurt Angle because I think Kurt Angle has a couple more left in the tank. Because Kurt Angle, whether you like Kurt Angle or whether you hate him, he is one of the best technical wrestlers in any the wrestling organizations ever of any era.
They
And I
built
will
it up
put
so
money on that.
they built it up so much. Oh, Hall of Fame worthy. Who is it? Christian's cool and all that, but and I think he made a bigger impact when he went to Impact or TNA or whatever it was back then when he went back there. I think that was much bigger. Like Christian and Impact. Wow, look at Christian. I think that, and he won the title. He really got pushed. It is what it is. I've heard 50-50. A lot of people love this and a lot of people hate this. And I can't wait to see what Jim Cornette says about this and the main event. He hated the fact that we were doing the main event to start with, but let's get into it. So, Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World title. I'll give my thoughts very quickly. Good match. I mean, a whole lot better to consider who was in the match. They put a better match with the Lights Out last year or the year before at Full Gear. Whatever it was. That was a lot better. The explosions were very controlled, like pyro going off. I was expecting actual barbed wire. It was just wrapped around the ropes. The ending, Jesus Christ, we'll get into the ending. That was ridiculous. It's like coming a whole lot better. The club brothers, whatever they call them, Gallows, Cole Anderson got involved. No surprise there. Lots of weapons. Both guys getting busted open. Wrapped chair and a baseball wrapped in barbed wire. And it ended with a one winged angel through a chair. Like I was expecting a lot more than that. It was good, brutal, but coming a whole lot better. What did you think?
It was a pretty good match, but how you said it, I was expecting the ropes to be removed and replaced completely barbed wire because what they were doing when they had the Sting match on the Titantron right there and everything, of course they were setting it up right there, and the fans in the audience who were able to see them setting it up, so they probably did have enough time if they could have had that match drag on another 4 or 5 minutes, or even have an interview or skip backstage with somebody.
Could have done that, yeah. Could have gone with Christian or what was signed at AEW. Could have done something.
Okay, now let me ask you this question. Have you ever bought anything from AEWshop.com? And if you have, what is it?
Nothing. I probably won't start.
You want to know how many things I have bought from WWEshop.com?
No.
Bingo, 0.
Great.
And then this is a question. Since I know you're from jolly old England and you don't deal with United States dollars, let me just tell you this. It might pop up over there with your currency, which is, what the hell's your currency? Pounds, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, because over here, the basic shirts of Sheamus or Randy Orton or Bray Wyatt or whoever are $27.99 plus shipping and handling, which that probably $5, $6, $7 maybe, depending on what state you people live in here in America. But on AEWshop.com, they are $24.99 for most of them, unless if there's one on clearance or if they had one for 2 years or so that they have overstock. So my question is, why are WWE's $3 more for just pretty much the same exact thing with one of their superstars?
Bigger
Is
company?
it like that over there?
Bigger, well, not really, but answer both questions. WWE's a much bigger company. They can charge more, and I think it's 25 for a t-shirt, £25, which is ridiculous for a t-shirt. AEW, I'm not sure. I'm not looked. Anyway, back to this match. So your winner, Kenny Omega.
No. Hold on. And your winner, and still AEW World Heavyweight Champion, Kenny Oh my God.
Well, at least someone enjoyed the match. So Omega won. That's no shocker there. And then the ending comes. You have the beatdown after the match. Why that was needed, I don't know. The countdown happened. Out comes Eddie Kingston, and he's counting down 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds. What's going to happen? A few sparks. Eddie Kingston covers up Jon Moxley, and it's a few sparks, and a few power going on. Ridiculous. A total botch right there. And that's what people are going to remember. Jim Cornette's going to absolutely shit all over this. In another Facebook group I'm in, they've explained, well, Tony Khan, they try to explain it. So this is something that, it's all Kenny Omega built a dud bomb and it was all Kenny Omega's fault. So they try to explain it. WWE would either completely ignore it or do it all again and have a good laugh. So at least they've tried to explain it, but still ridiculous. What did you think?
A letdown. Of course, we know it wasn't going to be like an M80 or a big ass bomb going off because there were fans there and everything, but it could have been something a bit more powerful than a sparkler or two. It's not like somebody was going to actually get killed because there's liability even for the talent that were at ringside right there.
True, but I wasn't expecting the whole arena to blow up into a nuclear bomb or something. But could have imploded the ring? Yeah, could have been many years ago.
Or could they have done what happened to Vince right before Benoit died when Vince got killed in the limo when he shut the door?
That was all I did it, but back then I thought, they really killed very quickly. Back then I kind of thought
he was toast.
Have they really killed him? And then thought, how did they do that? And then turned out it was all pre-taped. But speaking about WWE, years ago, Hornswoggle blew up. Was it Jonathan Coachman of the ring? And smoke came out. Could have done something like that. The ring could have imploded. Could have run a big bang and smoke and fake blood all over. Something. Anything.
So is this going to set up a match with Kenny Omega and Eddie Kingston at Double or Nothing?
Possibly, but I'd write. That would be a good way to write Moxley off TV for a while because what else now do you do with Moxley? An awful ending on a somewhat decent, a good pay-per-view. I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. If Gino would have lost, if it had been a proper explosion and a bigger name, I think I would have given you a higher mark. What are you going to give it out of 10?
8.5.
You're generous. Now, I don't watch Dynamite. I'm not going to start watching Dynamite, but if I did, does this make me want to watch Dynamite? I'm afraid it doesn't. Christian, I couldn't care less. Ethan Page, cool, but he's not a huge name or anything. The only reason I'll be watching is to see how they explain all that crap that happened at the end. That's really the only reason.
Ask Kenny Omega, because I just seen on Facebook about an hour ago or so, hour and a half, that after everything went off, Jon Moxley got on the microphone and said something to the effect that Kenny Omega can't build shit, and then he was cussing, but they had to bleep it out and all of that shit.
Why? So there we go, right there. It could have.
And last year, Eddie Kingston wanted to kill, quote unquote, not for real, folks, Jon Moxley when they had their feud.
But I didn't even know about Moxley getting on the microphone. That doesn't put over anything. We know it's not. We know it's not real. It's all a form of entertainment. But let's try and make it look real. Kayfabe is still somewhat of a thing. So I'm getting on the microphone, just puts over nothing. Does this make it competition for WWE? Good pay-per-view, becoming a whole lot better with all the hype going into it and all the people involved. This is not WWE, but I want to get your thoughts on NXT moving to Tuesday nights. What are your thoughts?
No, they want to blame hockey, but we all know they couldn't beat AEW in the ratings. Everybody knows that.
Okay, that's what a lot of people are going to say.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
But AEW's won. Oh, they've won the war. Oh, they really won them anyway. Going head-to-head with WWE, the world's biggest wrestling company. This is good. Both will now get more ratings. They're only going up against Impact. Is Impact competition? Not really. NWA? Not really. Well, I don't think it is. Is Impact competition? Really? I don't know. Do they get massive ratings? Probably not. Unless something big happens like The Rock appearing or Kenny Omega being on, then you're going to tune in for that. Probably not watch a week after. Or maybe. I don't know. But I don't think they get massive, huge ratings to even worry about being competition. Because I'm guessing some people will watch one or the other on a Wednesday night or watch bits of one, bits of another. So now they should both get good ratings. Whether WWE will make this big now they go back to Tuesdays or to run with what they're doing run with it as they are. We'll have to wait and see. Also coming up, we've got TakeOver on a Thursday. What do you think about this?
Right before WrestleMania. They're doing that the reason why they're doing that because of course Friday Night SmackDown, and then again for the second time ever, WrestleMania is too big for just one night, everybody. It is 2 nights for the second consecutive year because this is a card unlike any other.
I think
what WWE fails to mention is COVID-19, but AEW mentions it. All thanks to Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Several things there. Mania 2 nights it is this year, and I think it's going to continue to be. Especially the 20. Well, last year I think we went about 16, 18 matches. That is way too much for one night. I think it'll be 2 nights from now on. This is sort of a trial run with fans, see how it works. WWE are mentioning the virus a lot more. They're wearing masks, and a few times they mentioned it. And Drew, there you go. Drew said he's got the virus when he was off. So there you go. And TakeOver. I would have done that. Yeah. A lot of eyes will be on WrestleMania weekend. But Adam Cole, Finn Balor next week, or this week, Io Shirai, Toni Storm, warrant these on TakeOver. And I would have had TakeOver the month after meet standalone like they have been, but it is what it is. A lot of eyes will be on WWE, so catch him while they can. Are you looking forward to the WrestleMania?
Well, the match is already set for Roman Reigns and Edge because we know Daniel Bryan's not going to win at the next pay-per-view. We already know that. And then the women's matches are already set. Sasha's going to be turning heel in 2 weeks. So we already know that. And if they could drag it on long enough for Nia Jax and Shayna to verse Naomi and Lana will probably have that match at WrestleMania and they would win. So the women's title match is changing hands. Well, Bianca's probably going to beat Sasha. So the SmackDown women's title is going to change hands. The women tag team champions will change hands if that match happens at WrestleMania, which none of us really know right now. We could speculate if that happens.
I've read the rumored card, and it's like 12 matches, I think.
Okay.
At least.
Who's going to win? Braun Strowman or Shane McMahon?
Let me go through the rumored card. We'll discuss. I don't know, about 12 matches now, so I thought give me at least 6 more. So the rumored card, 2 matches we know already: Reigns, Edge, Belair, Banks. Reigns Edge should be a good match. but he's edged a man to beat Reigns, and no, he isn't. Banks Belair, 2 black women making history. They're going for a women's world title. Belair's winning. Other rumor matches.
Now on that match, should that one be the main event on Saturday night?
No, it should be Lashley versus Drew, which that's okay. We'll get to go to that match. Rumored Drew versus Lashley. Okay, is that big enough for WrestleMania? Not really. Great, Lashley's gone a long way from Jesus Christ to horrible storyline with Lana, being married to a Leslie title reign as US champion, to WWE champion, to headlining night 1 or 2 of Mania, probably night 1. Is it a big match?
What if Brock Lesnar gets involved?
Drew, Lashley, that's the way they're going. I think Drew gets his moment at WrestleMania in front of a crowd. Even though I'd like to see Drew Lashley win, and don't put over the Hurt Business, it is what it is. Another rumor match, and I can't wait to see this one. Charlotte versus Asuka. Do we need to see that? Not really. Charlotte's probably winning. You have Rhea Ripley then challenge Charlotte later down the line. That gets a win back from WrestleMania last year. Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. Hooray. Does Braun Strowman need that win? Does he need that match? Not at all. He went over Goldberg last year. WrestleMania was still WrestleMania. Regardless of where it was, regardless there was no fans, it was still WrestleMania. And he beat Goldberg, and was champion. But Braun Strowman will probably win that. What do you think?
That's just why. And then how about Cesaro versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania?
I think that happens at Fastlane. Other matches now rumored. I think this one's quite clear it's going to happen. Randy Orton versus The Fiend. I'm getting some crazy gimmick match. Again, is that big enough for Mania? No, it isn't.
And then about that, I read, I don't know how true it is, but part 2 of Firefly Funhouse match. Randy Orton versus The Fiend.
I'd have something with right support. Something that Rides Orton off TV, have him come back win the title. I don't know. We'll discuss where I think they're going to go with the title in a second. Other matches, Usos, Street Profits versus Ziggler and Rude for the titles. Again, not big enough for Mania. The Street Profits will go over. Apollo versus Big E for the title. If Apollo goes over, great, but is that big enough for WrestleMania? No, it isn't.
Okay, because right now the SmackDown Tag Team title champs are Rude and Ziggler, right?
Yeah.
Did you know I think it should be a 4 tag team championship match with Ziggler and Rude, Otis and Gable, the Street Profits, and the Mysterios, and have the Mysterios win.
I think Otis and Gable will face the Mysterios at Mania. I think that'll be added. Another one that's quite clearly going to happen. Can't wait for this one. The Miz and John Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. If Priest goes over, fantastic. But who wants to see that? And I think that's it off the card that I read. And I thought,
did you want me to tell you who wants to see that match? Vincent Kennedy, McMahon. Because you know what? It's good shit, yeah.
What I think they're doing with the title, Drew wins at Mania. There's still Lashley at SummerSlam. I don't know when the draft is, and the draft's pointless anyway, but it is what it is. Drew goes to SmackDown and beats Reigns. He's the only one that can beat him. He's the only one. There's nobody else SmackDown currently that I think could beat Reigns. Raw, no. NXT, no. I think Drew. That's it. Which is not good at all. Because Nick, Daniel Bryan, we know Daniel Bryan's not winning. We know AJ's not winning.
Do you want me to tell you who? And I know that you will disagree. There's one man that could beat Roman Reigns, and he goes by one name only.
Elias. Edge isn't winning. I think they're putting a good match, but it's Edge the man to beat him. No, he isn't.
Roman
Riddle.
Reigns versus Goldberg.
Yeah, but Goldberg to beat Reigns, no way. And who's the heel, who's the face in that situation? Because who's a heel and who's a face going into the Drew Goldberg match?
Goldberg could easily be a face. He was the face in the past.
Quickly, another match that I read, and you'll be out of this: Lana and Naomi versus Baszler and Nia Jax. But is that again a big Mania match?
That's what I just said.
Great, Lana will get the win. She gets her wins at WrestleMania.
And Lana number one.
Had a big match.
Lana is the best.
But yeah, I see Drew taking the title off Reigns, if anybody does. But I see Reigns holding it for a year. There's nobody that can take it off him, and that's not good. There's no challengers for him, except for Drew, possibly.
And did you know who I think? And then how I said that it should be on the SmackDown with the 4 tag teams. It should also be for Raw for the tag team. So hold on, let me try and remember who's all on Raw. Okay, the Hurt Business are currently the tag team champs, and they should verse. Where the fuck are the tag teams on Raw?
Miz Morrison.
They won't get it.
House Party.
Okay, Lucha House Party.
Miz and Morrison, that's it. You've got 3 tag teams. Retribution, I suppose.
Bingo! They should become the tag team champion.
That's another match that I heard was going to be added. Riddle versus Ali. Again, is that WrestleMania size? Not at all. If Ali wins and wins at Mania, great.
Yeah, for the championship. And Ali becomes a United States champion. I would approve of that one.
Great, but is that a big Mania match? No, not at all. And the fact that I don't know this close to Mania who the Raw Tag Team Champion is going to face is ridiculous. SmackDown Tag Champs, ridiculous. Raw US Champion, Intercontinental Champion, which would be a clear path heading into Mania. This is who they're going to face. We've got 2 matches made.
Well, call Vince up and tell him to get his head out of his ass.
And I presume the 2 Battle Royals will get added. And that's probably going to be all your matches. Like, oh, great. Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, then last night with the big signee, what happens if it wasn't a former WWE or WCW wrestler, but a WWE Hall of Famer, though? Okay. What if it was? What if it was Donald John Trump?
I think he's got a lot of things to be worrying about, like court and everything else. Let's not go into Donald Trump, but there you go.
Believe me, I didn't do it. I won the election. Bigly, sleepy Joe Biden lost. Okay, we won by millions of votes. That I can tell you. Okay.
Okay, so we've done the review, covered WrestleMania. So I'll let you promote yourself, and then we'll.
I don't have anything to promote. I'm just on Facebook at Elvis, and then on Twitter at Elvis King 22.
Yeah, go and follow
22, because I used to be 22. That's when I made it when I was 22. So those numbers sounded good at the time.
Okay, so yeah, go and follow him. And yeah, for what it was, Revolution was good. Slightly underwhelming, but it was what it was. So I'm going to take you out and I'll finish up. So the next time I'll be doing this will be for Fastlane in a couple of weeks. Predictions. The 2 matches that have been announced. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. Just but been nearly an hour now. Give me 1 second. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And it is Ricky Goldman out.